Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So this is going to be a very quick hangout. Again, I have to get ready for work, so just bear with me real quick before we get started. And I'm sure by now a lot of you have heard about this story, but I felt compelled to talk about it after I saw this article yesterday. Again, on Facebook, this is an article from Raw Story, and they talked about how a black man in Ohio went to the bank to cash his check for a new job, and the bank called 911 on him. The check wasn't even they complained that it was too big of a check. So they were suspicious of this black man trying to cash his check at the bank. And the check wasn't even for that much money. It was only for a little more than $1,000. They asked him to provide his two forms of identification and his fingerprint, which he did. He did all that stuff, but they weren't satisfied with that. So they began to question the transaction. They refused to cash the check without speaking to his employer. They wanted to call his employer and talk to his employer first before they cashed the check. They called his employer, they couldn't reach him. And because of that, they refused to cash his check. And when he left the bank, the employees called the police on him. And a police squad pulled up in front of his truck, as pointed out in this article. And they basically said it was, the check was fraudulent, and that's why they called the police on him. They said the check doesn't match their records and all this and that. And, the police were able to contact his employer, and they've confirmed that he was, in fact, an employee there and that the check was legitimate. Hold on one second. Yeah, so they were able to confirm that. And then, the following day, he was able to cash his check at another bank. So here you have a situation where a black man is just trying to go to a bank and cash his check. And because of the color of his skin, without a doubt, I think that that's probably the main reason why they decided not to cash his check, why they, viewed his check with suspicion and all that kind of stuff. Now, they offered a statement, and I'm going to, summarize their statement that they offered in response to this whole controversy. They basically said that it was an extremely unfortunate incident. Hold on one second. Yeah, they said it was an extremely unfortunate incident. They accept responsibility for consequences. And they want anyone, people to feel welcome at that particular bank. And they regret that this particular thing happened, and they're sorry and all that kind of stuff. That's what they had to say in this situation. But this is an obvious situation of racial profiling, a situation where a black man is assumed to be suspect. He's assumed that he's trying to run some kind of con on them and all that kind of stuff. And they claim that there were other incidents where people had presented fraudulent checks or whatever, and that's the reason why they're hyper vigilant and all that kind of stuff. But I don't accept that, man. I don't think that somebody should be presumed to be engaged in criminal activity just because of the color. You got this guy, that's working a job. He's trying to cash his check from that job, and these people are assuming that he's just a criminal. It's like black people can't do anything while black in many instances. Like we saw the situation where the brothers were at Starbucks. They couldn't wait while black. The police were called on them for that. Here you have a guy trying to cash his own check. It's like a crime for him to bank while black. Then you have all these other situations, barbecuing while black. You got people calling the police on black people for that, calling the police on little girls trying to sell water, for instance. You can't sell water while black. You can't do damn near anything while black. Driving while black, shopping while black. All these situations where people are racially profiled, and black skin is viewed as some kind of badge of criminality too often. So yeah, I just wanted to share this story with you all briefly. Let me stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to try to see what you all are saying before I sign out. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. So with that, I'm going to say peace and blessings to everyone. I will talk to you soon. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Please like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content. Peace.